get to our corporate corner then on the show. IRFC is the company on our radar. Manoj Kumar Dubey, the chairman, managing director of the company, is now with us. They came out with their Q2 numbers. And what we would like to chat with the management one is, will the strong sanctions continue? They had guided for double-digit profit growth. Is that here to stay? And the opportunities under IRFC 2.0. This IRFC 2.0 is that historically this company functioned as a dedicated financing arm for the Indian Railways. So the entire order book would come in from leasing projects assets related to Indian Railways. But about a year back, the company embarked on a diversification strategy, which is called the IRFC 2.0, where they're seeking to fund even the broader railway ecosystem. So whether it's CPSCs, state government entities, metro rail projects, even renewable power projects, which are linked to railways. So that's the IRFC 2.0. Thank you very much, Mr. Dubey, for joining in. We'll come to that. But briefly, just first about FY26. You had given a guidance of 30,000 crore of disbursements for the full year. In the first half, I think you've done about 21,000 and 60,000 crore of sanctions. Again, your run rate is at 45,000 in the first half. What will these two numbers look like for the full year?
So, good morning, Rima, and I think you have made my job easier with giving the main part of commentary that I was supposed to give. So thank you for all the homework that you did for IRFC. So yes, as you rightly mentioned, in the March of this calendar year, we embarked on our IRFC 2.0 journey. And we started from one client model of Indian Railways to multi-client model within the government system, who are having linkages with the railways. And I'm very happy as you put up the numbers. We gave a guidance of sanctioning 60,000 crore of assets. We have already crossed the mark of 45,000 crore in this one half of the FY. That shows the way ahead. I mean, I don't want to put in numbers over and above that, but if you can put numbers, this 45,000 in one half of the calendar year, of the financial year, we are going to go extra miles going ahead. So far as our strategy is concerned, we are actually focused on growing our PAT in double digit. That is a vindication for the fact that in Q1 and Q2 both we showed the same kind of thing. There is one more clarification regarding our revenue. The dip in the revenue is not because of any other reasons, but for the fact that there is some accounting system. A moratorium that we given to Indian Railways for projects for 5 years, we have extended by a year. So it is just an accounting thing. Next year, when we sign the agreement for this year as well as next year, the upside in revenue also will be showing the same thing going forward.
Okay. Sir, on sanctions, you did 45,000 in the first half. Is there any reason to believe the second half will not be as strong as first half? And why are you not in a position to raise the full year guidance from the current 60,000?
I mean, as the heads of the team, if I'm giving very stiff target to my boys and girls, it is little too much on them. Okay. But believe me, the way they have performed in the first half and the kind of queries we are getting from all over in the railway ecosystem, obviously, we won't say no to anybody who is coming to us with a good quality of assets.
Sure.
So obviously, the target is going to be achieved. It is going to be more than what we have given the guidance, and that is what we are happy for.
Okay, so you will beat the guidance on sanctions of 60,000 crore and 30,000 on disbursements for FY26.
It looks like obvious for the. It looks like obvious for so far as sanctions of the assets are concerned. So far as disbursements are concerned, as you know, there was zero pipeline when we started on 2.0. And disbursement comes out of sanctions of the assets only. So this year, 30,000 is a very good target that were given to us. And we are pretty sure that with the kind of progress we have and the kind of offerings we have in the kitty, we'll be crossing that, if not achieving the same.
Okay. All right. Hi, Mr. Dubey, and good to see you, Ben. You know, in the past, you were telling us how the business model is evolving, right? From just being core railway, you're moving to non-core railway, and that's what will help in terms of margin improvement. So tell us, what is the targeted NIMs you're looking at? And this disbursement target, you're sure, right? 30,000 is on. Because your boys and girls also, either they'll be keeping an eye out on this interview as well.
So actually, we talked to you in the beginning of this FY also, that our focus is on yield. So PAT will be derived with better NIM. And the sweet spot or the better time that IRFC is having going forward in diversification is the fact that our NIM is now growing for the new businesses in 2x and 3x times, despite being very competitive in the government ecosystem. So obviously, you see the kind of NIM that we are having right now from 1.4, it has grown to 1.55. And the new businesses, our NIMs are going to be between 2 to 2.5. So going forward, for many quarters that are going to come, we will be having better and better NIM, better and better PAT, and a very consistent PAT. So this is a company where there is very minimal risk of any kind of prepayments, because the government side, it is a very steady kind of business. And because our rates are very fine compared to the peers, we have zero risk of any prepayment coming from our customers. All taken together, A, our NIM is going to be improved every quarter. B, my PAT is going to show a very steady progress. The target that we have given is our yield should be in double digits. So obviously, we are targeting to grow our PAT 10% or more every quarter ahead. And the plan is set for next 5 years as of now.
Got it. We got the broader horizon, sir. Just on disbursements, you're talking about 30,000 crores. First half of the year, how much is it?
First half, we have already disbursed more than 7,000 crore.
7,000 crores.
Because, the pipeline was zero when we started. So now the pipeline is coming steadily. We are very sure that with a few refinancing projects also in hands, we will be crossing this barrier of 30,000 that were given to us majorly in Q3. And whatever will be left, we are very confident that we will be crossing that in Q4.
Right, we take that point. Now, on beyond railways itself, if you would give us a sense on how much does railways accounts for your overall order book, or rather, your loan book right now, and where do you see that number headed over the next 3 to 5 years?
So that's the beauty. For the last, this is the third consecutive year when we did not get any order for funding to Indian Railways right now. This trend may continue for a year or two, depending upon how budgetary allocations are done by Government of India. Every February when the budget comes, there are many ministries competing for the government budgetary support. Right now, it is coming in abundance to railways. In future, if there is any deficit in the need of the railways, we are there to pitch in as their principal financiers. In addition to that, what we are doing is, as per our mandate, we are funding to anything which is having a link backward or forward with the railways, like the port connectivity, like the power supply to the railways, like any other railway linkages where hauling is done by railways. So this 45,000 crore asset that we have signed is all in the linkages, not directly to the Indian Railways. And we believe that going forward, the kind of queries we are getting and the kind of assets that are being offered to us, steadily 60,000 to 80,000 every year we are going to mop up from outside railways. And whatever comes to the railways will be cherry on the cake, because this 60 to 80,000 crore that we are targeting to mop up from the railway ecosystem, here the margins will be better, NIM will be better. In the railways, we worked on cost plus model where 40 bips is fixed for us for any kind of lending that we're doing. So taking two together, IRFC is placed for a very exciting time going ahead. This is my take.
Very quickly, in your words, you said that, the goal is double-digit profit growth quarter after quarter for the next 5 years. The plan is set. What is the 5-year roadmap? I mean, what is the aspiration, the ambition? Can you quantify that? 5 years.
Please say it again.
When you were giving the earlier answer, when you were talking to us about moving to higher yields, double-digit profit growth, you said that's the aspiration quarter after quarter for the next 5 years. The plan is set.
Yes.
So what is the 5-year plan for IRFC? Is there, and can you put that in numbers? We understand the broader picture about, moving beyond the Indian Railways.
Absolutely.
They play the ecosystem.
So absolutely, there was a dip in our asset under management for the last 2 years because there was no business coming from the railways. This particular quarter, we have reversed the trend. Now, going forward for the next 5 years, the plan is that our asset under management will be growing smartly, steadily. Coming out from that, our PAT will be growing every quarter. This is what we have set forth. How this PAT will grow and how this AUM will grow is derived from the fact that we are very hopeful, and the kind of competitiveness that we have in terms of our very less overhead, that in the railway ecosystem, which is huge, having port to electricity to logistics to MMLPs everywhere, we feel that with our very competitive rates, we will be garnering 60,000 to 80,000 crore kind of assets every year. This is a target for outside railways, having linkages with the railways. Going forward, we are also looking forward to the fact that maybe the Indian Railways, with their appetite of more than 2.5 lakh crore of capex every year, there may be a demand from their side also for funding. Taking two together, with these numbers, we are very confident that with zero risk of prepayments, as we are having very competitive rates offering to our customers, our PAT and revenue both will be growing steadily.
We wish you well, Mr. Dubey, and thanks a lot for speaking to us here on CNBC-TV18. Happy Diwali in advance to you as well as your entire team, and we look forward to tracking the progress of the company.
I just wanted to convey happy Diwali to the whole CNBC team as well to my 55 lakhs plus base of shareholders. Thank you so much.
All right, 100%. We wish all of them, your team, your shareholders, and everyone a very, very happy Diwali.
More than 55 lakh viewers of CNBC-TV18 as well.